This this is Tina from TinaHeals.com, and today I'm speaking about Jupiter through the 12 signs of the zodiac. If you have your Jupiter in Scorpio, well, then this is your video. And what can you expect with the Jupiter in Scorpio? Let us understand the archetype of Jupiter and what it represents in our natal chart. If you want to know how lucky you are, if you want to know what kind of philosophy you subscribe to, if you want to know are you religious, are you a fanatic, are you a bigot, can you become one? If you want to know all these things, then you've got to study your Jupiter sign. Okay, Jupiter is the planet of expansion, and it expands every single thing it touches, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, Jupiter in Scorpio. What can I say? That your philosophy is about getting to the crux of the matter. You may have a very elevated philosophy, but you're not unwilling to to be consumed in the way things work. You are ready to go into any situation, get to the crux of it, get your hands dirty if you need to, because you're not afraid of anything. Jupiter in Scorpio is fearless. It's a fearless crusader of discovering what is hidden. So if you understand that Jupiter is will tell you what kind of a spirituality you will subscribe to. So Jupiter in Scorpio will be interested in all things psychological, in all things that have to do with the underworld, the netherworld of the mind, what we are not aware of. And Jupiter here will expand all those ideas and concepts, and either you sink into them or you become interested in them and you start researching the occult, the metaphysical, the otherworldly, because here you are truly the great investigator, because remember, Scorpio investigates, and Jupiter it expands everything. So whatever lies latent will be expanded. And in a sense, Scorpio is the sign of sex, also the sign of death and regeneration. So what I would think is that sex here must be an otherworldly act, an act of almost spiritual reverence, because Jupiter in Scorpio is not interested in anything else. And sometimes they can withhold the sexual energy and use it to awaken the Kundalini. In many forms of yoga, many forms of discipleship, they hold the sexual ojas, or the sexual potency, the sexual energy, and they don't orgasm, because that power of that orgasm is actually the most is a fundamental creative power of the universe. And Jupiter in Scorpio, I think, is very interested in discovering this the elevation of the sexual energy. They're not only interested to see the act of sex as something to procreate with. It's not just a tool for procreation for them. Sex takes on a form of spiritual reverence for some of them, and they know how to transmute this lower energies, and they know how to channel it up if you are a well-adjusted Jupiter in Scorpio, and you can teach about it. You can even be into neo-tantric yoga, neo-tantra, sorry, not neo-tantric yoga, neo-tantra. A lot of people are using the sex. Ancient tantra actually has nothing to do with just that. It's a part of, it's one part of it, and that's also sex is a symbol. But in Neo Tantra is all about sex and how it can transmute this energy into higher aspirations. So this is, I think, befitting of Jupiter in Scorpio. And if you study many of the New Age gurus, you will probably see that a lot of these people working with Neo Tantra or body work or any other such form of the alchemical transmutation of sexual energy may have Jupiter in Scorpio. This is very possible. Uh, and you know, you can be amazing at discovering things for even other people because, in a sense, Scorpio is corruptible, but it has a huge understanding of compassion and emotion. I know people don't think that, but Scorpio is like the sign of discipleship. Okay, discipleship. If the three archetypes of Scorpio, the scorpion, which is the most base vibration, then you have the eagle, and then you have the phoenix. So if your Jupiter is channeling the scorpionic phoenix vibe, then you're looking at becoming almost like Osho, a man of such brilliance that he can transmute baser emotions and make them and alchemize them. Okay, but with Jupiter's energy, you've got to understand that it's about integration. Okay, it's about integration of what we've been through as a solar as a logos expands itself and moves through the cosmos. After Mars, it fragments itself, and then we have Jupiter. Okay, and through Jupiter, uh, it's essentially about where we will take our spiritual awareness to the next level. Okay, it's about how we will take the spiritual awareness to the next level. And with Scorpio, you are not only going deep and deep inside, but you're also flowing like the phoenix. So remember that whatever Jupiter touches, it expands. So if you are jealous or possessive, or you have say you have a master following and you're extremely possessive about them, and you don't, some cults do that when the teachers, they don't want you to mix around with anyone and like just be with other people in that organization and not move beyond that point. Contact family, have loved ones. So this can also be Jupiter in Scorpio. This cult leader who is possessive and who wants to control. You have to understand that the energy of Scorpio is always about power and control, all things Plutonic. We had a Mars that had rulership over Scorpio, and then Pluto was discovered. Pluto is this diabolical nuclear energy that is all about death and regeneration, transmutation. Okay, also the card that Scorpio is associated with in the tarot, it is card number 13. Don't be scared of that number, it's actually the number of the goddess. And the tarot card, the death. So Jupiter here must understand endings and beginnings, life and death, regeneration, and evolve from that experience and that higher philosophy, and evolve with that. So that was a bit about Jupiter and Scorpio. It's deep, it's prophetic, it definitely brings up a lot of sexual issues, that we've had for the collective, how this energy functions. It brings up a lot of issues of sex and of power dynamics having gone wrong. When Jupiter was lost in Scorpio in 2017, we've had this huge resurrection of women speaking up against sexual abuse. You call it the Me Too movement or call it whatever. Just huge amounts of men and women are actually coming out and saying, okay, this is me and I've been abused and this is what happened to me. Same, I mean, if you think about it, the line went off, but that was a bit about Jupiter in Scorpio. For the next video. Bye.